Hello and welcome. Today I'm being guided to do a reading around relationships and what's happening in relationships. I feel like we're going through a lot of changes right now, and it's a lot about self-love and honoring oneself. So I wanted to tap in and bring in some wisdom. Some of this will resonate with some of you and some of it won't. So don't feel like you're trying to make it fit into your life. Just know that the messages that resonate, that's a confirmation with your divine self, and also, tap into your divine wisdom and your higher self and God consciousness so that you can get clarity and understanding. But I feel that there's some messages of wisdom that wants to come through. So I'm just calling in the divine angels of light and love and the beings of light and love that have the highest good for those that are watching. Grounding to the core of Mother Earth, knowing she's always supporting us here and now. I'm bringing in the divine energy of Mother Mary, and also asking that all the messages that I share come from my heart center. And we're asking that those that are watching receive the healing or the clarity that they need in their divine situations here and now. So let's get started. So the first thing that's coming up is balance. What's happening right now is on planet Earth, we are actually coming into a place of balancing the masculine and the feminine. So it's been out of harmony, and the masculine has been more dominant. And others say that in previous, years, long time ago, centuries ago, the feminine was in the dominant. But what's important now is that things are coming into balance, and the divine feminine is coming and rising. And so things are shifting. And it's not about one is better than the other. We need both to both work in unison. And we all have divine masculine and feminine within ourselves. And sometimes we play out a part of the masculine, and sometimes we play out a part in the feminine. But in actuality, in a relationship, if two are playing out their masculine, there's going to be a conflict. And if two are playing out their feminine, there's going to be a conflict, unless they know how to work in harmony with one another. So it's like someone needs to be the leader or to help guide, and also check in with whoever's playing out in the feminine part, that they're also being honored, and that their needs and desires are being respected and taken in consideration. And then, or both working together, moving together to create harmony. Even walking side by side, what I'm getting, is also a way they can lead together. But it feels like, at sometimes in some situations, one person needs to take the lead. In other situations, the other person needs to take the lead. But that both voices need to be heard. And then I just cut the deck, just getting ready to shuffle, and these two are showing up. So I think this is very prominent right now for this reading. Is that to bring balance and harmony, just what I'm saying, and that both need to have a voice. It's not about keeping one smaller. It's not about the feminine dominating or controlling or manipulating with her sensual or sexual energy. It's about really honoring the divine in both and bringing that into balance. And that's what's needed universally as well. So this might seem quite deep and intense, but those of you will resonate. And this is resonating with a higher conscious part of you. If it's not resonating with a conscious part of you, just listening to the words and the energy that's coming through right now is actually shifting you. So to put it in layman's terms, it is important now for you to honor your voice and honor the energies that you're feeling, the emotions that you're feeling, and give them a voice. To write it out, to journal it out. Even if you're feeling angry or upset, then that is probably one part of you that's not being honored or accepted, or maybe you're even repressing a part of you or blaming yourself for feeling a certain way, or you have old wounds or hurts or things that maybe you're shaming yourself for or blaming yourself for. And guess what? In relationships, that other party plays that out, or plays out whatever they need to bring that emotion up. And so they're kind of mirroring what's going on within ourselves. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, that's no way, I would never act like that or do that. But you know, maybe you'll do it more in a subtle way, in a different way, or maybe you're playing it out and not really conscious of it. But the most important in the way to get clarity with it is to tap into and honoring what you're feeling, and honoring what the other person is feeling. But primarily, when you're dealing with yourself, journal it, write it out, maybe talk to your phone into the recorder and listen to it. Maybe watch yourself in a video and play it back and watch yourself and listen to it. Like, be your own counselor, you know, your own wisdom, like the things you're afraid for others to see or to hear, write it out and then dispose of it. You know, you need to get it out. It's important to not hold things inside anymore. It's important for us to let the energy shift, to let things transform, to let things evolve, and to not judge it or control it or manipulate it or be afraid of it, to honor it and know that it's important for us to do that, because that is true unconditional love. When we do that, that is true honoring of humanity, honoring the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So let's see what other cards want to come out here. I'm just going to shuffle them a little bit more right now. Okay, so move. And this is also meaning the Chariot and the regular Rider-Waite Tarot. But what I'm getting is that both of you need to honor and be moved with the heart, to let the heart guide you, that to tap into, like put your hand on your heart and listen to your heart, and maybe share and speak to your counterpart from that place by listening and sharing from your heart, and let the tears come, let the anger come, let the frustration come, and the other person that's listening, just hold space for that person and that individual. And then vice versa, let the other party put their hand on their heart and share their truth and their wisdom, and allow the hearts to become into harmony with one another. And spending time in nature is a great way to start to do this. If you can't do that at the beginning, or if that feels too much or too deep to start with, just go spend time in nature, because nature is a perfect example of harmony. And it has its own rhythm and balance, and it's coming from Mother Nature, of whom we have been created from. So it's like that is a natural teacher, and it also helps sustain us from all the technology and all the man-made things that we've created that has brought us out of balance. Like, it's important for us to get dirty, to get our feet wet, to get our feet in the grass and on the dirt, that's so much needed for our health and our well-being, that we have not allowed ourselves to have that and experience that. So remember that, most importantly, and see how they've tied. So some of you, I'm getting, need to recommit vows to one another. Like, it's important to make new commitments, and if you make a mistake, to commit again. When I studied with Gay and Katie Hendricks, they had this exercise that talks about recommitment. Like, if you make a mistake, you recommit, because we're human. We're going to make mistakes. And I don't know if you're familiar with them. They've been studying for over 30 years now with couples. And so they know quite a bit of what they're talking about, and their own personal experiences as well. So recommit to one another. recommit to yourself first and foremost. Recommit to God consciousness, whatever your connection to the divine universe is, so that is your foundation first and foremost. And when we have that strong foundation with the divine consciousness of the universe, then that is our source to go to when the relationship is kind of rocky and being challenged. And then both of you can revert back to that and have that as the stable foundation. And then from that foundation, you build upon your own relationship. So first and foremost, your connection with the divine universe, and then God consciousness, and then, with yourself, like really loving yourself unconditionally, and practice that, and just take one step at a time. It starts with, first and foremost, the way you talk to yourself, the way you think, being aware of how you're feeling about yourself, and allowing yourself to shine and be true to who you are. Strengthening bonds. So from this, we will strengthen bonds. When we recommit, we strengthen bonds with ourselves and with others. So I'm just going to move this up so you can see them. And I don't think that you're able to see this. We'll put this over to the side and bring this up here. Okay, I feel like we need the rose quartz up here at the top, just to bring in some more so you can see all of the cards that are coming. So what's important now is strengthening bonds. See, when you actually recommit, then you're strengthening bonds with one another, and talking and communicating with one another and being vulnerable with one another. We're here to grow and expand and evolve as a human consciousness, and we're here to learn. And the way we learn is from making mistakes and owning up to our mistakes and forgiving ourselves and forgiving others. There we go, rebuild. So by speaking and being truth and coming from the heart center, you're able to rebuild. You're able to rebuild your connection with your own heart and self, and with one another. And call on divine support. Call on your angels. Talk to others that have the highest intention for you. And be careful too of who you talk to about it, because some people just have a negative way of thinking, or from their own personal experience, or the way they're seeing it. So some things too, you need to just keep to yourself and not talk to others about it. So it keeps it in sacred. So it keeps it sacred. And from talking and sharing from your heart, guess what? You create new vitality. And then this new vitality creates this union, this dance, this harmony, this love that makes you feel alive and connected to the universe. Is there anything else that we need to know from these cards? I don't know if there's anything else. Joy and stability. And so with doing all that, you will create joy and stability in your life again, and with yourself. Okay, and then 4 is a foundation. See, 4 is a foundation. Okay, so I'm going to actually, is there anything else? Let me just tune in. Is there anything else we need to know? And then it's just like master your own heart. Master your heart. Master what you feel. Allow your heart to shine. Allow your heart chakra to shine. Okay, so now I want to move into some wisdom from Mother Mary, because she really supports the divine child. And in relationships, the inner child is being affected. Like what happens is, when something happens, we'll get triggered by it. And then guess what? You're reverted back to that childhood experience. And that's why sometimes when you look at your partner, you're like, I can't believe he's acting like that. He's acting like a child. Yeah, the reason why, or she's acting like a child. Because when that experience happened and triggers that old wound, it actually reverts you back into that time when you were a child. So, Divine Mother Mary, what do you want to share with us here now? Our Lady of Answered Prayers. So you can call on and pray to Mother Mary or whatever Divine Feminine that you are connected to, the Divine Mother, and know that she is supporting you, connecting to your Sacred Heart, that she holds such a space of love and caring. Do you see the eyes here? So much compassion, that she, the Mother's energy, the Divine Mother, holds such a space and love, unconditional love. She loves all of her children and unconditionally, and forgives them for anything that they've done, and always holds a space of love and is always wanting the best outcome. So you can pray to the Divine Mother and ask for support in your relationships as well. And then this one is Our Lady of Inner Gate. So this feels like she's giving, like she is sharing with you her wisdom, her gifts, her knowledge, that know that that is there supporting you, and just to tap into it. And you have that Mother Father energy in you as well, so you can tap into that wisdom that's within you. And also you can honor the Mother by flowers, by putting flowers up as well. So here's an inner guidance card. I just want to pull one of these and see what inner goddess wants to come up. Elk Medicine Woman. So this feels to me that some of you are connected into nature, and it's really important to connect to nature for harmony and clarity and truth. Okay, I'm going to pull one more of these. I don't know if these are resonating at all with you. All good things are wild and free. I love it. So to me, what that means is about letting your spirit, your soul be free from condemnation, from judgment. You and all the others around you. Still here, and pull one more card around this one. And blame my gypsy soul. Like, it feels like some of you need space and time to just be free. Like maybe take time to yourself so that you can, I'm feeling and seeing like running wild and free, like on the beach or in nature. Maybe both of you going on a camping trip, but it feels like with some of you that you're afraid of spending time apart, that it's going to affect the bond that you have. And what I'm seeing is that it's important to let each of your souls have that time to be free, to be uninhibited, like in nature, with yourself, or whatever it speaks to your calling. You know, with due respect for the commitment and the love that you have with partnerships. But that it needs to be able to run freely, to soar on its own and have that time, and then come and reconnect with the relationship. But that you need time to be free for yourself. And then some of you, it's about traveling, that you need to travel and just kind of let your spirit go where it needs to go. So just honoring that. And I'm going to pull a couple of cards from these other deck I have here. What do we need to know, Divine Spirit? What do we need to know here and now? Okay, there we go. Balance, there we go. And by doing that, see, it brings you back into balance. There's that negative energy. And so it's almost like connecting with your native spirit, that native soul that needs to connect with nature again and be free and letting it soar, so that you can come back into harmony and balance again, and connecting with the counterpart in the Divine Feminine. So here's some beautiful grace cards. Let me just connect with those and see what they want to share with you as well. Divine Universe, what do we need to know right now? There we go. Okay, so invoke. So this is ask for a blessing. There is an endless supply of divine support awaiting for your request. So ask yourself and ask the divine what you want, and ask like your ancestors and your spirit guides, your angels, whatever you connect with directly to God, whatever you connect with that you relate with, call on assistance and help, because it's there and it's waiting for you. And chance, take a leap, divine protection, it is always by our side. Beautiful. I'm getting to get one more of this one. One more card. What do we need to know now? Woo, I love it. Isn't that gorgeous? Boy, it just pops out. Support, see? And see how it is the couple holding space, comforting one another. Some of you just need to be held. Some of you just need touch. You know, and it doesn't always have to be sensuous, just to be nurtured and to be loved unconditionally without feeling you have to give anything. You know, that's so important. And actually, there's an exercise where you actually just hold one another. When I studied with Harville Hendrix and his wife, and there's an exercise where you just hold one another and you hold space and you let that person just be or cry or just feel nurtured, because we need that so much, so much. And the Divine Mother is encouraging that. I feel like she's backing that confirmation as a confirmation of that wisdom coming through. Expect help. A divine power more magnificent than anything else that exists on the planet is ready to support our every move. So just know that. So I have these other messages that I created. I want to create some for this relationship, so I'm going to do that in the future. But this is one right now. Follow your inner guidance system. What else do we need to know right now? Listen to your heart. And one more. Call on your ancestors. I love it. It's just beautiful confirmations of everything that's coming through. So I am so grateful that you listened to this today. I hope it's helped you. I'm sending you lots of love. Know that you do have support and call on it. And may you be blessed. And I'm sending you lots of light and love. Have a beautiful day.